Hello, today we will talk about IELTS exam. If you are going to study abroad in some Europe countries or any country outside your country that is the study or the university are teaching in English, you need to have an IELTS exam. IELTS is a convergence for international English language test system. You need to score some point or a score that the university you are going to want. So IELTS is not a hard exam, as you know. It's confusing that everybody is saying IELTS is hard, it's tough to get a score in IELTS, I can't get any score in IELTS, I can't pass it. So what is IELTS? IELTS has two types, academic IELTS introduction, IELTS for immigration, IELTS for study or for work. Two types of for IELTS tests. There is IELTS for academic and IELTS for general training. If you are going to study at a university to complete your master degree or to get a bachelor degree, you need to have IELTS academic for academic reasons. If you need IELTS for immigration or any other reasons, you need to have general training IELTS. So an IELTS exam composed of four parts. The first one is listening. The second one is reading. The third one is writing, and the fourth is speaking. Each part of this exam has a different way to deal with it. For example, listening, you need to focus and try to complete the mistakes or answer the questions. For the reading paragraphs, it's very difficult. It's the worst part of the exam because there is three very long part that may come from other different scribe lines. So you need to focus to try to solve the questions as fast as you can. So parts maybe come from any scribe line in the world, maybe from space, maybe from biomedical engineering, robotics, any kind of materials can come in these three parts. You need to focus on them and try an appropriate method for you. For example, there is a method called skip and scam. You don't have to read the passage, you just look for the answers, but most of people solve the first part and the second part, and the third part they stop at the third part. They don't have time for solve it, because every part of the exam has a defined time, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and for example a quarter hour. So to get prepared for IELTS exam, you need to enclose your vocabulary and compromise your thoughts, and also there is usually a preparing course in a lot of centers in your country. You need to have a preparation course, because IELTS it's not just depending on your English or on your language. You need to have a time organization for the exam. It's also time management to your time. It's a time management for your in the exam. You need to have it. So Let's go back to our case. After you complete listening and reading, there is writing. Writing comprise of two paragraphs. The first one is an essay, and the second one is a report. The second one is usually easy, and anybody can solve it. And there is a box that teach you how to prepare for writing and any writing issue. But the essay, there you need here you need to put your potentials and show your power. After that, there is a speaking exam. The speaking exam, an examiner ask you what's your name, what's your field of study, and ask you some question in two paragraphs. The first one is short answers, and the second one is long answer. He tell you a subject and some question and give you 1 minute to prepare, and 2 minutes you should speak without any stopping. So you need to focus and get a clear mind. After that, within 21 days the result will come. Okay, here is a lot of preparation tests. As we know, this is an IELTS exam from Cambridge. These are an example. This exam for this question, for example, he said choose two letters, A or E. Which two facilities at the literature club have recently been improved? This is depending on what? This is depending on what you will listen, or in a listening exam. This is an example for listening exam. As we see, listening, reading, answers. This is the answers. Okay, and this is another exam also for listening and the answers. This will be helpful to prepare yourself, and you will listen to a clip and then you will answer the question, as we see. Also, this is a Cambridge practice test for IELTS. If you see, this is an example how to prepare yourself for IELTS and to get your score. This is an example for writing, how to they say to write. Okay, this is all exams. I have a lot of exams. As we see, all of this is exams for IELTS. This is Cambridge IELTS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 9. Also, I have Cambridge IELTS listening test. Also, IELTS a lot of practices, vocabulary, check your English vocabulary, IELTS score, how is IELTS score are managed. This is the date of exam for gather. Okay, we don't need this. Also, I have training. These are IELTS test for, and this is a training also IELTS test. This is writing, how you will write. This is a very fruitful box that teach you how to write by Simon, of course. IELTS writing task 1. How to, this is the types of paragraphs that may become line graph, types of line graph, and maybe bar charts. So this book teach you how to deal with each one of them. For example, this is an example of writing paragraph and to compare USA, Canada and Mexico about internet users as percentage of population, and this is the answer. This is another example, another examples. It's a lot of examples, as we see. this is can become of this type of a chapters, or this type of a chapters, or this type of a chapters. All these types of chapters may become, but the most popular one is this bar chart or the line chart. Also 3D bar chart may become tables. You will find this in the exams you will prepare. So you need to also this can the type of gallery you need to describe a position also, but rarely they come, so you need to train yourself about them. And the second type and the second paragraph writing task, also it's essay, and here is tips for writing essays. You should following them, and what is the problems and how to improve your writing skills, and then examples for an essays. These also are tests, and this is writing, punctuation, guidelines. I could upload this box for you, and I will link it below. Hope it's helpful for you. Thank you for listening, and hope you score the hope you will score what you need, and have a nice day. Thank you, and thanks for listening. Subscribe for more videos.